Hey guys, today I'm going to teach you how I created this Spider-Man, Spider Sense, Spider Tingle, Spider something, the thing that goes around here. It's on screen now, but I'm going to teach you how I created that in Adobe After Effects right now. Okay, so jumping into After Effects, basically this is how it's going to look in a little bit. First off, I'm just going to quickly show you. So originally this is the picture I had. It's just a sort of cityscape of someone sitting there. I then put in Adobe Firefly to take the bottom half out, so take the girl out. Then I did another one which put the floor back in. But for this shot, I actually then put this first shot into AI again to then fill out the sides, so you can tell it's a little bit janky, but it works perfect for a background as it's blurred out anyway. So I'm going to just drag that into the timeline. All you need to do is drag in your footage. So what I've done is I've already keyed this out in After Effects and then rendered the comp out just so it wasn't taking ages to sort of load. Just whack a quick blur on to your background. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Like, all this is going to be doing is highlighting the effect a bit more. I think it just looks a bit nicer when you've got a blur. It's, you know, fits in. I deliberately lit with a pink light on this side and some white lights for the city. Now actually just starting off with the shapes of themselves of the lines. So I'm going to make a white solid. Then I'm going to use the ellipse tool and just draw a shape sort of like this. Now that's going to be a little bit too big anyway, so I'm going to bring the size down to about 7, maybe not even 50. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. So now we want to use the effect Wave Warp. Put that onto your white layer. So the settings I went for in my one were to have 36 in the height, 85 in the width. Then I animated the phase, so it would actually animate, so it will animate towards me. So I can just start with 0, and then we go backwards. So all I'm going to do is go to phase, go to wherever I want it to sort of stop at, and then just do that. Now we've got our keyframes going in like that. That might be too much, to be honest, but you can play with this. You can just have it however you want. This is completely down to your preference. That looks good. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm actually going to make it a little bit smaller. I still don't love the size of it. Yeah, that's good. So now I'm going to position these. So this one, you know what, that's still massive actually. I think I need to actually just bring in the size a little bit. So once again, this is very much just down to how you want it to look. A bit stubby, a little bit stubby. Yeah, cool. So now we're basically going to just draw the outline of the shape itself. So we're going to do, I start with 10. Then duplicate that one with Control D. Don't want to be on the mask. Maybe I'll go up in 25s. I like to just do it the same amount so it doesn't look too sort of out of place. Then we'll do the same thing. Next one is 60. So if I do that to 85. Actually, no, I'm going to do double for this one, which is 110. Because essentially it's missing the one in the middle, as it's just a 6. Well, this is just how I did it. So once again, if you want to go, a different way, then that's absolutely fine. Do that one sort of there, bring that down, and then the last one, so 160. Yep, that looks pretty cool. So now if I just play that, cool. So now the lines are just going in like so. So now what I'm actually going to do is, I'm going to pre-comp it, but as these are currently out of frame, I'm actually going to bring them down for a second, just so everything's in frame. I'm going to pre-comp, and now I'm going to move these back up, so that they're where I wanted them in the first place. Right, so after looking at this, I'm actually going to bring this size down again, because I'm not a fan of how they look at the moment. So I'm going to put them about that size. That looks much better to me. Yeah, I like that. And now what we're going to do is pre-comp this again. And I'll tell you why. It's because once I apply this next effect, displacement map, I'm going to select the source of that effect of this shape layer. I'm going to hide this just so we can see what we're doing. I'm going to put it to 15. And now you can see, maybe 25. You can see that it's doing this sort of outline, or like this, I guess inline, like the inside of those shapes are now getting displaced on the background. So you can see that they stand out without needing to see the actual effect itself. So that's basically where the main effect comes into play. Now obviously you can do this with any shape, any layer, anything that has an alpha value, I believe. So it's really cool actually. It's a super useful effect, and I use it for pretty much everything that I can, that is. So the reason we needed to pre-comp this is because once we'd move the position of the comp itself, it means that once we use this effect, it would have used the original position value, not the one you've adjusted. So if you pre-comp this, the position is just the normal at the moment. That means that this effect is using the current position, and that's why it stays in the same place. So what I'm now going to do is hide this. I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to go to chromatic aberrations. Now this effect is down to your preference, because you might not actually want to do this part, but I wanted to mix the Tom Holland's effect that is just this. That was in No Way Home. I wanted to mix that with the sort of Across the Spiderverse and show the red and blue, which I think is really cool. So to get rid of this white, I'm just going to use the track matte on the original layer, which is then going to use that to get rid of the inside bit. I'm going to adjust these settings to how I had them in my other edit. I had it on monoscopic. I then had this at 360, the vertical field of view to 152. I had the red at 1, and I had the blue at -1, and then the fall off distance was 100. And the point of interest was out here, so it centralizes this, like the lineage going out that way. That's the effect. So this is the before, just a shot of me, and this is the after. I think it's a pretty cool and easy effect. Obviously you can change how many lines there are, you can change the speed of the actual motion itself, you can change basically everything about it, but I just think it's a super simple and really cool effect. It's pretty good, I like it. It's a nice quick effect. Leave a comment down below if you've used this and let me know how you've used it, and I'd love to see it, because I love seeing things. That has been a quick tutorial on how I made this effect, and let me know if you want to see anything else, like how I green screened me into the city, how I composited the webs, perhaps. Just anything you want to see that you have seen from my channel, from me, or just from anywhere, and I can try and give you a little rundown on how those things are done. Now, thank you very much for watching. I shall see you in the next one. Ta-ra.